Let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a place where you're wondering why someone is not reaching out to you? Or maybe it's not that they're not reaching out, but that you're simply not hearing from them at all. You feel the silence, the absence, and it leaves you questioning, what did I do wrong? You may have become fixated on the idea that you need to be the one to break the silence, to reach out, to fix whatever is broken. But here's a thought. What if he's also doing no contact with you? What if, like you, he's retreating, trying to figure things out in his own way? Or perhaps he's simply not interested. The tendency is to fill that silence with doubt and anxiety, but here's what you need to realize. You can't control other people. You can only control your own actions, thoughts, and responses. So just do this. Stop trying to chase after answers that aren't yours to seek. Instead, turn inward. Focus on yourself. It's easy to forget that you are the constant in your life, that you are the one who will always be there for you. The truth is, no one else is coming to save you. You must save yourself. Here's the first step. Respect yourself enough to stop settling for less. If someone isn't making an effort to connect with you, why would you waste your time? You're not some backup plan. You are a person with depth, with a story, with goals, and you deserve to be surrounded by those who truly value your presence. Now, it's tempting to overanalyze, to play detective and piece together every text, every moment, every glance to understand why he's doing what he's doing. But let me tell you something. Stop overthinking. Overanalysis paralyzes. It causes you to miss out on life while you're caught in the web of speculation. Instead of dwelling on the absence of communication, turn your attention to your growth. There's power in action. Dive into things that ignite your passion, your creativity, your ambitions. Get lost in something that makes you feel alive. The key is to rediscover your own independence. When we rely too much on others for validation or happiness, we hand them the power over our peace of mind. Independence is not about being cold or distant. It's about becoming your own source of strength, joy, and fulfillment. Happiness is your responsibility. Now, silence can be an uncomfortable thing. It can feel like a void, a vacuum that pulls at your attention. But sometimes, silence is not the absence of communication, it's the opportunity for clarity. That space allows you to reflect on what matters most, your values, your purpose, your direction. In fact, you might realize that the silence is exactly what you needed to make sense of things. Think about it. Relationships in any form should elevate you. They should not drain you, diminish you, or keep you in a state of uncertainty. You are worthy of people who add value to your life, who make you feel like your presence is not just appreciated, but needed. Don't chase after someone who isn't invested. Instead, become the best version of yourself. Your self-worth isn't determined by whether or not someone reaches out to you. And this is where it gets crucial. Don't ever chase after what isn't coming to you. What you seek, be it love, respect, or companionship, will naturally come when you stand in your own truth, when you are the best version of yourself. You attract what you are. So here's the bottom line. Don't get caught up in someone else's decisions. If they choose to step back, let them. It's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Focus on becoming the person who doesn't need to chase. Focus on growth. Focus on your own journey. And when the right people see you, they will come. They will recognize your worth, not because you forced them to, but because you built a life that makes them want to be part of it. So I'll say it again, just do this. Stop waiting, stop wondering, and start living. The power, the control, and the joy are all in your hands. And that's where you need to keep it. Self-respect is the cornerstone upon which everything else is built. Without it, we cannot form meaningful relationships or lead a life of purpose and fulfillment. When you respect yourself, you set boundaries, honor your values, and maintain your integrity regardless of external influences. It means acknowledging your worth and not allowing anyone or anything to diminish that understanding. This respect must come from within. It is not dependent on external validation. You cannot wait for others to affirm your value. Doing so only places your worth in their hands, which is a dangerous game to play. True self-respect means knowing that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect, and that you have the power to choose how you allow others to treat you. When you make decisions based on this self-respect, it becomes a guiding force in your life. It influences your choices, your relationships, and even how you interact with the world. If you don't respect yourself, you will constantly search for it in others, leading to dependency and disappointment. Instead, build a foundation of self-respect, and the world will respond to you differently, not because you demand it, but because you stand firm in who you are. When we face rejection, whether it's from a person, a job, or any situation, it's easy to become consumed by the feeling of being overlooked or unworthy. We begin to focus on the negative aspects, what we did wrong, why we weren't chosen, and why things didn't work out the way we wanted. But the key to moving forward and achieving any kind of success or personal growth lies in shifting your mindset. Instead of focusing on the rejection itself, turn your attention to growth. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth as a person, it's simply part of the process of life. Everyone faces it at some point. In fact, rejection can often be the greatest teacher. It shows us areas where we can improve, it forces us to reflect, and it highlights what truly matters to us. However, when we dwell too long on rejection, we miss the opportunity to learn and evolve. By focusing on growth, we take the control back. Growth means asking yourself, what can I learn from this experience, rather than why wasn't I good enough? It's about recognizing that every setback is simply an invitation to become better, stronger, and more resilient. When you approach life with this mindset, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for self-improvement. Growth is not an overnight process. It requires time, patience, and consistent effort. It involves pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, expanding your knowledge, developing new skills, and improving your emotional intelligence. It means investing in yourself and prioritizing your development, even when things seem uncertain. Instead of feeling defeated by rejection, think of it as a stepping stone on the path to your best self. Every rejection can become a moment of reflection, an opportunity to realign your focus, and a catalyst for positive change. If you allow it, rejection becomes a powerful motivator for personal growth, guiding you toward the things that truly matter and away from the distractions that don't serve you. The more you focus on growth, the less power rejection holds over you. You stop taking it personally and start seeing it for what it truly is, just another part of your journey. As you continue to grow, you will naturally attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences that are aligned with your evolution. Overanalysis is one of the most common traps people fall into when faced with uncertainty or challenges. It's easy to become fixated on the smallest details, dissecting every conversation, every decision, and every action in an attempt to understand the deeper meaning behind them. While it's natural to want to make sense of things, overanalysis often leads to unnecessary confusion, stress, and inaction. Instead of gaining clarity, we end up entangling ourselves in layers of doubt and second-guessing. The truth is, our minds are constantly seeking patterns and explanations. This is a survival instinct, a way to make sense of the world around us. However, in modern life, this instinct can work against us. When we analyze too much, we often miss the bigger picture. We become so focused on finding answers to questions that may not even matter in the long run, that we overlook the most important aspects of the situation, the ones that will actually move us forward. Overthinking can paralyze us. It can turn a small issue into a mountain, making us feel overwhelmed and unsure of what to do next. Instead of acting on our instincts or taking decisive steps, we get caught in a loop of trying to control every possible outcome. This not only drains our mental energy, but also makes us feel stuck. We become more concerned with being right or figuring out the perfect solution than with simply moving forward. What's important to understand is that life is inherently unpredictable. There is no way to control every variable, and not everything can be analyzed to perfection. Sometimes the best course of action is to make a decision and move forward with it, without obsessing over every tiny detail. Often clarity comes with action, not from endless thinking. Instead of allowing overanalysis to consume you, try to practice acceptance. Acknowledge that you can never have all the answers, and that some level of uncertainty is part of life. Trust in your ability to adapt and learn along the way. You don't need to have everything figured out before you take a step. As you move forward, you'll gain more information, refine your understanding, and develop better strategies for handling challenges. The habit of overanalyzing often comes from a fear of making mistakes or facing the unknown. However, mistakes are an essential part of growth, and avoiding them altogether usually leads to stagnation. Allow yourself to make decisions without the need for perfection. Embrace the uncertainty and recognize that sometimes action is the most powerful tool for gaining clarity. By avoiding overanalysis, you give yourself the freedom to act, learn, and grow. You free up your mental energy for more productive and empowering thoughts. Instead of getting lost in analysis, focus on solutions, on the next steps, and on progress. Life isn't about getting everything right or understanding every detail, it's about moving forward with intention and resilience. Silence is often misunderstood in our fast-paced world, where constant communication, noise, and distractions are the norm. We associate silence with discomfort, awkwardness, or even rejection. However, silence has a profound power that, when understood and embraced, can be transformative in both our personal lives and our relationships with others. First and foremost, silence creates space for reflection and self-awareness. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we are constantly bombarded by external stimuli, whether it's the chatter of others, the constant flow of information, or the demands of modern technology. This constant noise can make it difficult to hear our own thoughts, let alone understand what we truly want or need. Silence offers us a break from this noise, allowing us to reconnect with ourselves. In these quiet moments, we can reflect on our experiences, understand our emotions, and clarify our intentions. It is in silence that we are able to tap into our inner wisdom and listen to the voice that is often drowned out by external pressures. Silence gives us the opportunity to truly listen to others. In a world where everyone seems to be vying for attention, genuine listening has become a rare and valuable skill. When we choose silence over speaking, we create the space for others to express themselves fully. This act of listening not only to words but to emotions, intentions, and unspoken signals builds deeper connections and fosters understanding. Often what is unsaid is just as important, if not more so, than what is spoken. Silence in conversation can also create a sense of calm, allowing for a more thoughtful and meaningful exchange. People feel heard and valued when we remain silent long enough to let them fully articulate their thoughts. Silence is also a tool for de-escalation and conflict resolution. In moments of tension or disagreement, our instinct is often to respond immediately, to defend our position, or to retaliate. However, reacting impulsively in such moments can escalate the conflict and hinder constructive communication. By embracing silence, we give ourselves the time and space to process our emotions, choose our words carefully, and respond with intention rather than out of reaction. Silence can be a powerful way to diffuse anger and create a calm, reflective atmosphere where understanding and resolution can take place. On a deeper level, silence fosters peace. In our inner world, silence allows us to cultivate a sense of calm and tranquility that transcends external circumstances. By practicing stillness, we can reduce anxiety, quiet our fears, and find moments of clarity amidst the chaos. It's in the quiet that we learn to let go of the constant need for validation, the pressure to perform, and the fear of missing out. Silence becomes a sanctuary, a place where we can reconnect with what truly matters to us and realign with our values and purpose. Silence also has the power to strengthen boundaries. In situations where we feel our space or energy is being taken for granted, silence can act as a shield. It can communicate, without words, that we are not available to engage in something that does not serve us, whether it's a draining conversation or a toxic relationship. Silence in these moments is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It is a conscious choice to protect our peace and maintain control over our emotional and mental well-being. Silence is a tool for manifestation. Often we are so caught up in striving and doing that we forget to pause and simply be. Silence allows us to stop, reflect, and set clear intentions for the future. In the stillness, we are able to focus our energy on our desires, to envision the life we want, and to align ourselves with our goals. It is in this quiet, focused state that we can truly manifest our desires, free from distractions or external opinions. In a world that constantly demands our attention, silence can be a rare and invaluable gift. It allows us to cultivate self-awareness, foster deeper connections, resolve conflicts with grace, and protect our peace. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of clarity, focus, and intentionality. When we learn to embrace the power of silence, we unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It is in the quiet moments that we find the space to grow, reflect, and ultimately thrive. Settling for less is a trap that many people fall into without even realizing it. It often starts with small compromises, putting up with a relationship that doesn't fully meet your needs, accepting a job that doesn't align with your passions, or tolerating an environment that doesn't bring out the best in you. Over time, these small compromises add up. And before you know it, you've built a life that isn't what you truly desire, simply because you've accepted something less than what you're worthy of. The problem with settling for less is that it erodes your sense of self-worth. It sends the message that you don't believe you deserve more, and this mindset can shape every aspect of your life. Whether it's in relationships, career, or personal growth, when you settle for less, you're telling the universe that you're okay with mediocrity, even when deep down you know you have the potential for greatness. It's important to recognize that you are worthy of the very best in life, not just in terms of material wealth, but in how you are treated, how you feel, and what you experience. You deserve relationships that uplift you, environments that inspire you, and opportunities that challenge you to grow and expand. Settling for less is not just about compromising on specific situations, it's about compromising on your own standards. Over time, this can lead to resentment, frustration, and a sense of unfulfillment. In relationships, for example, you should never settle for someone who doesn't respect or value you. Relationships are meant to be partnerships built on mutual respect, love, and support. When you settle for less, you allow yourself to be in situations where your needs and desires are not being met, whether that means accepting emotional neglect, poor communication, or feeling undervalued. It's easy to get caught up in fear of being alone, fear of not finding someone else, or fear of disappointing others, but when you settle, you are doing a disservice to yourself and to the person you're with. You deserve someone who sees you for who you truly are, appreciates your worth, and enhances your life in meaningful ways. In your career, settling for less can be equally damaging. If you're in a job that doesn't inspire you or doesn't allow you to use your skills to their full potential, you are essentially wasting your time and energy. A job might pay the bills, but is it feeding your passion? Is it helping you grow or stretch your capabilities? If not, it's time to evaluate whether it's the right path for you. Life is too short to spend it in a job that drains you, that doesn't make you feel fulfilled or challenged. When you settle in your career, you limit your potential for success and happiness. You may convince yourself that it's good enough because it provides security, but real fulfillment comes when you align your work with your purpose. Never underestimate the power of pursuing a career that excites you, challenges you, and aligns with your values. Personal growth is another area where settling for less can hold you back. If you've accepted mediocrity in other areas of your life, it's easy to accept it within yourself as well. But you are capable of becoming so much more than what you currently are. Settling means not pushing yourself to become the best version of yourself. It's about not challenging yourself, not stepping out of your comfort zone, and not taking risks that could lead to personal development. You have an unlimited capacity for growth, learning, and improvement. By choosing not to settle, you empower yourself to rise above your current circumstances and step into the person you were always meant to be. The most important thing to remember is that you are worthy of greatness in every area of your life. When you accept less than what you deserve, you are undermining your own potential and settling into a life that isn't truly yours. Life is full of opportunities, and you have the ability to shape your reality based on what you are willing to accept for yourself. Never forget that you deserve the best, whether it's in your relationships, your career, or your personal growth. Choosing not to settle for less is an act of self-respect. It's saying that you value yourself enough to wait for what aligns with your highest good. It's a declaration that you are not afraid to pursue what sets your soul on fire, to seek relationships that nourish you, and to step into a career that excites you. By holding firm to your standards, you not only honor yourself but also raise the bar for those around you. You become an example of what it means to live a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. So don't settle for less. You deserve the best life has to offer, and it's time to embrace it fully. Anything less is not enough for the incredible person you are and the amazing things you're capable of achieving. Rediscovering your passion is a powerful and essential process that can reignite your sense of purpose, drive, and fulfillment. It's all too easy to lose touch with what excites you as life becomes more focused on responsibilities, obligations, and external pressures. In the pursuit of meeting others' expectations or simply surviving day to day, many people inadvertently put their own desires and passions on the back burner. Yet the act of rediscovering your passion can act as a catalyst for personal transformation, reinvigorating your life in ways that you never thought possible. The first step in rediscovering your passion is to take a step back and evaluate your current life. When was the last time you did something purely for the joy of it? When did you last engage in an activity that made you lose track of time, something that made you feel alive, curious, or excited? For many people, these moments may seem distant, buried beneath the weight of daily tasks. But deep down, your passion is still there. It's just been buried under layers of distraction, self-doubt, and fear of failure. To uncover it, you need to make space for reflection. Rediscovering your passion requires self-reflection and self-awareness. It's about asking yourself difficult questions like, what truly excites me? What did I love doing when I was younger? Before I became consumed by external expectations? What activities make me feel like the best version of myself? Often we suppress our passions because they feel impractical or unrealistic in the face of responsibilities and commitments. But in doing so, we neglect a crucial part of our identity, what lights us up. When we reconnect with our passions, we not only return to a place of joy, but also regain the energy and enthusiasm necessary to tackle other aspects of life with a fresh perspective. One of the most common reasons people lose touch with their passions is the overwhelming focus on external validation. We live in a world that constantly tells us to follow specific paths, go to college, get a stable job, climb the corporate ladder. While these things may bring temporary success, they don't necessarily align with your true passions or purpose. If you've been chasing other people's ideas of success, you might have compromised your own joy in the process. Rediscovering your passion involves unplugging from the noise and getting clear on what truly resonates with you. It's about trusting yourself enough to pursue what feels right for you, not what the world tells you should feel right. When you pursue what excites you, you move in alignment with your authentic self, and that can lead to both personal and professional fulfillment. Another key aspect of rediscovery is reclaiming the freedom to explore. Passion doesn't always show up as a perfectly defined path. Sometimes it's about experimenting with different interests, trying new things, and giving yourself permission to fail. Many people hesitate to dive back into their passions because they're afraid of not being good enough or of wasting time. But the truth is, the act of exploring itself is part of the process. If you don't know what reignites your spark yet, start by exploring anything that even remotely interests you, whether it's painting, writing, sports, traveling, or anything else that feels exciting. Give yourself the freedom to wander and learn along the way. Passion doesn't always appear in an instant. It often emerges when you stop overthinking and just allow yourself to engage in the world around you. Rediscovering your passion also requires embracing the notion of growth. What you were passionate about in your youth might no longer resonate with you now, and that's perfectly okay. We grow, we evolve, and so do our passions. It's important to let go of any outdated expectations about what you should love and instead be open to what excites you in the present. Sometimes passions evolve naturally as a reflection of our personal growth, and they take on new forms or meanings. Whether it's a new hobby, a career shift, or an entirely new direction, embracing change and allowing yourself to follow that instinctive pull is essential for rediscovery. When you rediscover your passion, you reconnect with a source of motivation and energy that can positively impact every area of your life. Passion is the driving force that keeps us going when things get tough. It fuels perseverance, cultivates creativity, and helps us stay resilient in the face of adversity. Passion also has a contagious quality. When you're genuinely excited about something, it becomes easier to inspire others around you. Whether you decide to start a new project, take on a challenging goal, or simply invest more time in activities that bring you joy, passion is the force that propels you forward and gives you the stamina to keep going. Another important part of rediscovery is prioritizing joy over perfection. Too often we get caught in the trap of thinking that our passions need to be executed perfectly, or that they must lead to success or recognition. But true passion isn't about being perfect, it's about the freedom to enjoy the process, the journey, and the experience itself. It's about allowing yourself to be fully immersed in an activity without worrying about the outcome. When you remove the pressure of perfection and instead focus on the sheer joy of doing something, passion becomes a fulfilling, sustainable part of your life. Rediscovering your passion is not a one-time event, it's a continual process of engagement, exploration, and growth. Passion is something that needs to be nurtured and cared for, just like any other important aspect of your life. When you rediscover it, you tap into a powerful resource that not only enhances your own life, but also ripples out and positively impacts those around you. Passion is not a luxury, it is a necessity for a life of meaning, fulfillment, and joy. So allow yourself the space to reignite that spark and watch as it transforms everything you do. Taking responsibility for your own happiness is one of the most empowering decisions you can make in life. It means recognizing that your emotional well-being is in your hands, not dependent on others, external circumstances, or fleeting moments of joy. This understanding shifts the focus from seeking happiness outside of yourself to cultivating it from within. Too often, people fall into the trap of believing that their happiness depends on someone else, whether it's a partner, a friend, a job, or material success. This mindset positions you as a passive participant in your own life, waiting for the right conditions or the right person to make you happy. But true happiness is never something that can be given or taken away by someone else. It is something that comes from within, shaped by your attitudes, choices, and mindset. Taking responsibility for your own happiness means taking ownership of your emotions. You acknowledge that no one can make you happy, but you are fully capable of creating joy for yourself. When you place the responsibility for your happiness outside of yourself, you give away your power. You may feel like you're at the mercy of other people's actions or external circumstances, but when you take responsibility, you reclaim that power. You realize that your happiness is not dependent on anyone or anything except how you choose to respond to the world around you. One of the key aspects of this responsibility is understanding that happiness is a choice. It's easy to think that happiness happens by chance, or that it is only achievable when everything in life is perfect. But happiness is a state of mind, one that can be cultivated regardless of external conditions. It's a matter of perspective. When life throws challenges or hardships your way, you still have the ability to choose how you respond. You can choose to focus on the positive aspects of a situation, find the lessons in the struggles, and maintain gratitude for what you have. This doesn't mean denying the reality of difficult emotions or experiences, but rather choosing not to let them define your overall outlook on life. Happiness comes when you make the conscious decision to focus on what you can control and choose to appreciate the moments of joy and peace that arise, even amidst adversity. Taking responsibility for your happiness means setting boundaries and protecting your peace. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity or toxic influences, it's easy to feel drained and disheartened. But by taking responsibility for your happiness, you acknowledge that you have the right to protect your emotional well-being. This could mean distancing yourself from toxic relationships, saying no to things that drain your energy, or prioritizing time for self-care. You no longer wait for others to treat you with respect or for the environment to change. You take active steps to create a space that nurtures your happiness. Boundaries aren't about being harsh or shutting others out. They're about respecting your own needs and ensuring that your happiness is not compromised by external forces. Taking responsibility for your own happiness also means embracing self-compassion. Too often, people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to unrealistic standards and constantly seeking external validation. When you take responsibility for your happiness, you acknowledge that you are human, that you will make mistakes, and that it's okay to not be perfect. Self-compassion allows you to be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead of berating yourself or feeling shame for setbacks, you learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. This shift in mindset creates a sense of inner peace and acceptance, which is vital for long-term happiness. Taking responsibility for your happiness involves actively seeking joy in your life. Happiness isn't something that just appears when you least expect it. It requires intentional effort. This means identifying activities, people, and experiences that bring you joy, fulfillment, and meaning. Whether it's engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply taking moments to relax and unwind, these actions are essential in cultivating happiness. You can't wait for happiness to come to you. You must actively engage in creating it through your choices. By seeking out positive experiences and prioritizing what brings you joy, you create an environment that supports your emotional well-being. Another crucial element is letting go of the need for perfection. Many people hold on to the belief that happiness is only achievable when everything is perfect, when your career is flourishing, your relationships are ideal, and your health is in top condition. This kind of thinking sets you up for frustration because perfection is an illusion. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of challenges. Taking responsibility for your happiness means understanding that it's not about having everything in place or achieving a perfect life. It's about finding joy in the imperfections, learning from the ups and downs, and being content with who you are at any given moment. Embracing imperfection frees you to experience happiness on your own terms, without the pressure of having to meet unrealistic expectations. Self-awareness plays a significant role in taking responsibility for your happiness. The more you understand yourself, your desires, your needs, your fears, and your triggers, the more equipped you are to make choices that align with your well-being. Self-awareness allows you to discern what truly brings you happiness and what doesn't. It helps you recognize patterns in your thinking and behavior that may be sabotaging your joy, such as negative self-talk or unhealthy habits. By cultivating self-awareness, you become better able to adjust your mindset and actions to create a life that supports your happiness. Taking responsibility for your happiness means recognizing that it's a journey, not a destination. Happiness isn't something you arrive at and then maintain forever. It's a process, a continuous practice of choosing joy, prioritizing self-care, and engaging with life in a meaningful way. There will be highs and lows, but by taking responsibility for your happiness, you learn how to navigate those fluctuations with grace and resilience. You accept that happiness is not about achieving a final perfect state, but about learning to find contentment and joy in the present moment, regardless of where you are in life. Taking responsibility for your own happiness empowers you to be the creator of your own emotional world. It's about reclaiming your power, taking ownership of your choices, and actively engaging in the practices that nurture your joy. Happiness is within your reach, and it starts with the decision to stop waiting for someone or something else to provide it. By taking full responsibility, you not only transform your own life, but also set a powerful example for others to do the same. Embracing independence is one of the most transformative and liberating steps you can take in your life. It is the conscious decision to stand on your own 2 feet, make decisions for yourself, and take full ownership of your life. Independence isn't just about being physically alone or detached from others. It is a mindset, a choice to live authentically and self-sufficiently, free from the need to rely on others for validation, security, or direction. It means cultivating the confidence to trust your own judgment, rely on your abilities, and carve out your own path. One of the core elements of embracing independence is taking responsibility for your own life. When you are truly independent, you recognize that you are the creator of your own reality. Your choices, actions, and decisions determine the course of your life. This means that you stop blaming others or external circumstances for your situation. Instead, you take ownership of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, understanding that you have the power to shape your future. Independence requires stepping away from the victim mentality, understanding that while things may happen to you, how you respond and move forward is ultimately within your control. In addition to personal responsibility, embracing independence means self-reliance. This goes beyond financial independence. It also involves emotional, intellectual, and psychological self-sufficiency. Being self-reliant means that you can handle life's challenges without waiting for someone to come to your rescue. You trust in your own problem-solving abilities and resourcefulness, knowing that even in difficult situations you have the strength and resilience to navigate through. Self-reliance doesn't mean rejecting help when needed, but rather understanding that you are capable of taking care of yourself and making decisions that align with your best interests. Self-confidence plays a significant role in embracing independence. The more you believe in your own abilities, the more you will trust yourself to navigate the ups and downs of life. Independence grows from within, and it starts with developing a deep sense of self-assurance. When you are confident in who you are and in your ability to make sound decisions, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions or judgments of others. Independence requires the courage to stand firm in your beliefs, to express your individuality, and to follow your own path, even when it goes against the grain or is misunderstood by others. Another important aspect of independence is financial independence. While independence doesn't solely hinge on money, having the ability to financially support yourself and make decisions based on your own financial circumstances gives you a greater sense of freedom and autonomy. Financial independence means that you are not tied down by debt, financial dependence on others, or the need to stay in situations or relationships that do not serve you just for monetary security. It provides the space to make choices based on your desires and values rather than out of necessity or obligation. Achieving financial independence takes discipline, planning, and often hard work, but it is one of the most empowering steps you can take toward embracing a fully independent life. Embracing independence also means embracing your uniqueness. Independence allows you to fully accept who you are without the need for approval or validation from others. It's about understanding that your worth is not determined by how others perceive you or by how well you fit into societal norms. When you are truly independent, you live authentically and confidently as yourself, without trying to conform to expectations. You value your own opinions and beliefs, and you make choices based on what resonates with your true self, rather than simply following the crowd or pleasing others. Embracing independence is about developing your own values and beliefs. Rather than inheriting your perspectives from your family, peers, or society, you take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you. You form your own understanding of life based on your experiences, learning, and intuition. Independence requires introspection, the willingness to explore your own thoughts and feelings, and the courage to live in alignment with your personal values. This deep sense of self-awareness allows you to navigate life's challenges with integrity and authenticity as you are guided by your own internal compass. Being independent also doesn't mean that you have to go through life alone. Interdependence rather than dependence or isolation is the goal. True independence is about building relationships with others based on mutual respect, support, and shared values. You can be independent and still nurture meaningful connections with family, friends, and loved ones. The difference is that in interdependent relationships, you do not rely on others for your happiness, self-worth, or emotional stability. You bring your best self to the relationship, knowing that you are complete on your own, but you choose to share your life with others because you genuinely value their presence and contributions. Embracing independence requires embracing personal growth. As you move through life, you will inevitably face new challenges, and with each challenge you have the opportunity to grow. Independence is about constantly pushing yourself to evolve mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's about being open to new experiences, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and continuing to learn. Each experience, whether positive or negative, becomes a building block in your journey toward greater independence. The more you grow, the more you become equipped to handle future challenges and make empowered decisions for yourself. One of the most freeing aspects of independence is the freedom to choose. When you live independently, you have the power to choose how you spend your time, whom you spend it with, and what you prioritize. This freedom allows you to design your life according to your desires and aspirations, rather than being at the mercy of others' decisions. Independence is about making conscious, empowered choices that reflect your values, goals, and vision for the future. It's the freedom to pursue your passions, follow your dreams, and take risks without being hindered by fear or societal constraints. Embracing independence requires resilience. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. But when you embrace independence, you build the strength to persevere through challenges and setbacks. Independence doesn't mean you'll never struggle or experience failure. It means you have the inner fortitude to keep moving forward, adapt to changing circumstances, and bounce back from adversity. With each challenge you face, you become stronger, more self-reliant, and more confident in your ability to navigate life on your own terms. In conclusion, embracing independence is about creating a life where you are the architect of your own happiness, growth, and success. It's about standing firm in your values, trusting yourself, and taking responsibility for your own journey. True independence allows you to live authentically, make empowered choices, and face the world with confidence, resilience, and a deep sense of inner peace. It is not a destination, but a continuous practice of self-reliance, self-awareness, and growth. When you embrace independence, you step into your own power and unlock the potential to live a life that is truly your own. Understanding the context means recognizing the broader circumstances and environment surrounding a situation, action, or decision. It involves grasping the factors that influence an event, such as cultural, historical, or social aspects, and how these elements shape perceptions and outcomes. By understanding context, you can make more informed decisions, avoid misunderstandings, and respond appropriately to various situations. It helps to assess why something happens, who is involved, and what the underlying motivations or conditions are. This awareness empowers you to navigate complex situations with clarity, insight, and empathy. Don't chase, attract is the principle of focusing on becoming the best version of yourself and letting opportunities, relationships, and success come to you naturally rather than desperately pursuing them. Instead of seeking validation, approval, or external achievements, invest in your own growth, confidence, and inner strength. When you attract rather than chase, you align with your authentic self, and others are drawn to your energy, vision, and purpose. This approach fosters healthy, fulfilling relationships and sustainable success, as you allow things to unfold organically rather than forcing them. It emphasizes patience, self-worth, and trust in the process.